detectives. Each rambling, raging letter was cryptically signed FP. The New York mood, already clouded by Cold War anxiety, darkened by the day. With each bomb, the police looked more hapless. The mayor spoke of lawlessness. On the morning after the Paramount explosion, the newly installed police commissioner, Stephen P. Kennedy, ordered the greatest manhunt in the history of the police department. Desperation drove the police to pursue a course they had never before considered in the department's 111-year history. On that late fall afternoon, Captain Finney and his two bomb squad sidekicks left headquarters to call on Dr. James A. Brussel, a psychiatrist with expertise in the workings of the criminal mind. If physical evidence could not lead the police to FP, maybe emotional insights could. A wiry figure with a droll smile and pencil mustache, dyed to match his dark combed-back hair, greeted Captain Finney in the downtown Broadway offices of the New York State Department of Mental Hygiene, where Dr. Brussel served as deputy commissioner. He split time between the department offices and a private psychiatric practice conducted in his home on the grounds of a Queen's psychiatric hospital. If Captain Finney was circumspect and grave, Dr. Brussel was the opposite. Loud of opinion, quick-witted, and maniacally animated. Captain Finney emptied a satchel of evidence on Dr. Brussel's desk. Outspilled photographs of unexploded bombs and theater seats ripped open with pocket knives, along with photostats of strangely worded letters and crime scene reports amassed over 16 years. The bombs and the letters, these were all the police had, Dr. Brussel would write. The rest was a mystery. The three detectives barely stirred as Dr. Brussel picked through the evidence, pausing to write notes in a pad. His mind assembled the possibilities as the information accrued. Captain Finney was a short, stocky man of many accomplishments and few words. Dr. Brussel later wrote, "He was looking at me, waiting for me to say something. I was looking at the pile of photographs and letters he had tossed on my desk." Dr. Brussel sensed that Captain Finney, a quiet, deep-thinking type, was prepared to listen, no matter how far-fetched the psychiatric feedback might be. The other two bomb squad detectives, on the other hand, barely disguised their skepticism. They looked like caricatures of hardened cops, square-shouldered and thick-chested, with hard-set jaws clouded by 5 o'clock shadow. They rolled their eyes and smirked sideways at each other, like ill-behaved boys dragged to evening prayer. They fidgeted, they sighed, they exchanged glances of alternating amusement and impatience, Dr. Brussel would write. Catching criminals was police work. What could a psychiatrist know about it? To street-hardened detectives, a psychiatrist carried no more weight than a psychic or a fortune-teller. Dr. Brussel knew that by venturing a psychiatric assessment of the bomber, what we now call a profile, he would be putting his profession's credibility on the line. And his own. After 2 hours, Dr. Brussel rose from his desk and stood at a window overlooking City Hall. The lowering sun cast weak winter rays on the dour municipal buildings, standing against a blue-gray dusk. 12 stories below, the first surge of rush-hour traffic thickened with long-finned sedans and checker cabs clogging Broadway. Streetlights winked on. Chambers Street filled with men in trench coats and brimmed hats, heads down and shoulders slouched against the cold. They moved with haste, as New Yorkers do. Any one of the people I saw below could have been the mad bomber, Dr. Brussel would write. There was a man standing next to a car. Another man was lounging in a doorway. Another was strolling along, looking up intently at the buildings. Each of them was on these streets at that hour for some reason, perhaps a legitimate reason, perhaps not. So little was known about the mad bomber that virtually anyone in the city could be picked at random as a suspect. Anyone. And no one. The manhunt had lasted so long and had engendered so much frustration that Captain Finney and his men had come to feel as if they were chasing a specter loose in the streets. He seemed like a ghost, Dr. Brussel later recalled, but he had to be made of flesh and blood. He had been born